in the world.
What's up, friends? My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. You can do whatever you want. I'm back, and I'm of the living again. I had a really nasty cold for the last, it started on Wednesday, the last stream that I did. Hide Your Wallet Wednesday, a week ago. In the middle of the stream, I started to feel like shit, and cough, and hack, and snot, and shit. I didn't shit, thankfully. Until after the stream. And then, yeah, Thursday I felt just awful. Friday I felt pretty awful. Saturday I finally started to feel a little bit better. And, yeah. And then, yeah, Sunday and Monday I still... my throat was, like, I was starting to feel better, but my throat was still, like, wrecked. And, I'd be on the phone with Maggie for, like, 10 minutes. And, like, I would lose my voice. Like, so, yeah, I couldn't stream for 2 hours and talk the whole time. So, yeah, glad to be back. This is going to be not the most productive stream, to be totally honest, because I am knee-deep in prepping for Rampage. I am leaving tomorrow morning. I'm going to go down 45 minutes south and meet up with Joshua, and then he's spending the night downtown Atlanta, and then we're gonna haul over to Barnwell, South Carolina together, get a little caravan. And I don't know how much work I'm gonna get done. So my volunteering whatever at Rampage is to build and set up and run Micro Mayhem, which is inside of this really cool part of the nuclear wastewater facility. And yeah, shout out to Beta FPV. They kicked some money our way to buy some more lights and whatnot. It'll be even more insane than it was last year, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know how much setup I'm gonna get done tomorrow night. I might just relax tomorrow night, but Friday I've got all day. So if you're going to Rampage and you're going to be there on Friday, feel free to come by and say hi, help me out, whatever. It's all good. If you're coming and if you've got some... actually, no, I think we're fine. I was going to say, if you have any big, long, like 50-plus foot extension cords, do me a favor and bring them, but I think that we're going to be okay. Can't hurt, though. If you're coming and you've got a 50-plus foot long extension cord, throw it in your car if you don't mind. I might need it. Probably not. Yeah, we've got the LED lights like we did last year, but then this year I used up the majority of the budget on big ass like LED floodlights, and I've got 4 of them. I have absolutely no idea if they're gonna put out enough light, but I got within the budget. I got the things that I think will put out the most possible LED light in colors. So if these don't put out enough light, I guess we just got to buy twice as many for next year. But I think it'll be good. I think it'll be pretty cool. I just want to like flood different areas with each one of these lights because it's kind of dark in there. Oh, hold on. If I don't do this right now, I'm not going to do it. Hold on. I just got to do something. I got to remember to do this. Hold on. I'm coming back. I swear to God. Hold on. I'm coming. Here I come. All right. I remembered. Holy hell. For 2 days, I've been trying to remember to set aside. I got a big box of like old compact fluorescent light bulbs, and there are bulb sockets all over the place in this area, but all the bulbs have been removed for some reason, and power goes through those lines. So yeah, I just had to pull that bucket out so that I can bring them, and I don't want them because they're old school compact fluorescent, so I'm just going to put them in and leave them, and maybe they'll be there next year. In the chat, Frank Nicholas was first, Whack FPV was next, Cole Powers, Paul McDonald, Riot 9, Dan 636, Cole Powers again, Mr. Huggy Metal Dirtskin, I Could Fly Here FPV, Aircon Chopper FPV, Skint and Squints are here, Skint FPV, why? Jackalope FPV, Northern Tier, there's Squints, License to Drive, YouTube just did the thing. Wham FPV's in the house. Tiago Ramos is here. What's up, homie? License to Drive, Riot 9, Burnt North, Ram Donko, Cowboy Roy. I think I got everybody. Hydron 69. What's up, fellas? If you want to talk directly to me, just type CiottiFPV like Skint FPV did. Squint says, haven't seen one of your videos from this spot in a minute. Yeah, that was pre-pandemic. That was 2019, actually. And then it took me like over 2 years to get the edit done. But yeah, the full edit of that came out really good. The reason why it took so long is like, it was the first edit where I kind of realized that I could go back to front a little bit, and that's kind of changed the way that I edit a little bit. Essentially, like I ran across a clip that would be really good for the end, so I dropped it in there, and then I looked at the beginning of that, and I was like, oh, I know the end of another one that'll match up with that. And then I ended up doing that like a whole bunch, and I like backtracked a bunch of stuff. And then there was another thing where there was another spot where there was just a piece of flight that fit really well with the song, and I put that in, and then I like edited out from that, and it was yeah, it's the way that the edit came together. It's one of my favorites actually. But what would happen is I would do a couple hours of work on it, and then I would put it down. I'd get distracted. I'd come back to it, and every time I came back to it, I was like, oh, this is coming out really good. I want to put the time in. I didn't just want to like get it done, and it just drug on and on and on and on and on. But eventually, it got done, and I think it's one of my FPV Time Machine edits. I don't know, because by the time I got the edit up, it was like years after I'd flown it. So yeah. You can check that out here on the channel if you're interested. What else is going on? That's a spot in Charlotte, actually. Just some rando little spot. What else is going on? I'm, for the first time in between my junior and senior years of college, which I think was 2001. I think that was in 2001. Going into my senior year, I did not get the college that I went to, TCNJ, the College of New Jersey. They did not have enough housing for all the seniors. Freshman, sophomore, junior years, I think you were like straight up guaranteed housing, but seniors were not. So they would do a lottery. And I did not get picked in that lottery, so I could. And what really sucked is like all my friends did. I was like the only one from my group of friends in college. So I had to get an apartment, and ever since that, I have never lived in a house since then. I have moved. That was up in New Jersey, Lawrenceville, and then I moved to Cherry Hill. I lived in 4 different apartments in Cherry Hill, so now we're up to 5. And then I moved down to Charleston, and I lived in 2 different apartments in Charleston, and now here in Atlanta. So I have lived in 8 different apartments over the last 20 years without, just apartment life. And Maggie's bid got accepted on a gorgeous house a couple days ago. Day before yesterday. And so, yeah, end of July, I'm going to be living in a house again for the first time in 20 years, which is wild. And I'm going to be living in it with 3 of the coolest people that I've ever met. And I can't wait. I gave you guys a little tiny sneak peek over on my Instagram stories yesterday. It's pretty awesome, man. There's a big ass basement that's gonna be like half FPV streaming kind of setup, and then half like video gaming, console gaming. And I think that I'm finally gonna bite the bullet and make a second YouTube channel called something like Ciotti Games or something like that, Ciotti Gaming. And my grand plan, it'll be a better spot for the Gran Turismo 7 stuff, right? But my other part of that plan is I have a box with all the old consoles. Nintendo, Super Nintendo, 64, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, which is out there. I think that's it. I think I sold both of the Atari Jaguars that I had because I got a lot of money for them. But yeah, Maggie's got one of these, IKEA cube things that Sage and I are going to paint. And then I think there's the right number of cute squares in there for each of the consoles. And I want to figure out how the hell I can route that into a capture card, and I'll be able to stream old school games, I think. I'll find out. I'll let you know. You'll see it. But yeah, that's, and it'll also be like home theater kind of area too, right? That'll be my spot for, all the Paradigm speakers, the big ass floor standers, the really nice center channel. I think I might finally be able to hook up the dipole surrounds too. I've got this amazing set of really expensive, dipole, which means that, so it looks like a trapezoid. They're speakers. They're the surround speakers. Every single apartment that I've lived in for the last like 10 years, there's just never been a good spot to mount the damn things. But yeah, I think in this basement I'll be able to mount them to the back wall. And dipole means they've got two different, there's a back panel, and then the speakers are up here on a very specific angle, and then there's a flat front piece. So this is called dipole. There's a tweeter and a mid-range, and so that angle is very specific so that you can't like pinpoint where the speaker is. It just, to your ear, the sound sounds like it's coming from this entire area behind you. And yeah, man, they're so nice. So that'll be rad, man. I'll have my full fucking home theater set up again. Man, I think it's been New Jersey. I think New Jersey was the last time I know New Jersey was the last time that I had the full home theater set up. I don't have the sub anymore, but that's okay. The floor stander's hammer, so I don't really think I need it. So yeah, that'll be super interesting. That Gran Turismo 7 with with a full blown setup like that is going to be wild. So I'm really excited about that. Among other things, man, this place is fucking gorgeous. Like, oh my god, the housing market is a hell of a thing right now. Maggie did so much work, man. That girl is amazing. And hard work pays off, and it really did. And yeah, everybody's happy. Kids are happy. She's happy. I'm happy. There's a little treehouse in the back, like for little kids, which is going to be amazing to rail the whoop through. Tons of trees. The house itself, like the living room, is connected to the kitchen area, and there's like a 25 foot ceiling. There's like, yeah, it's going to be, it's very whoopable. There is a goddamn laundry chute, friends. Laundry chute diving 2022. It's real small. It's like this, it's like this big, and it's like there's like this really narrow little door that goes to it on the upstairs and the downstairs. Oh my god. it's gonna, I don't know if I actually don't know if I'll be able to do it. I mean, I'll certainly be able to like fly up to it all gently and just drop down it and whatnot, but I mean, that's stupid. I'm not totally sure that I'll be able to actually like throw it into a line, but you goddamn know I'm gonna try. And it's also, there's gonna have to be a 90-degree rotation on the way down. Like I'm gonna have to go and do it like this and then turn 90 degrees to come out of it on the bottom. And yeah, it's really tight and it's short. But there's going to be some carnage there for sure. So yeah, just, one of the things that I realized pretty recently too, that those of you that are like super old school fans, might remember is, so Rampage 2021 was, when my ex-wife was moving out. Basically, I went to Rampage, and that gave her the whole weekend to get all of her shit out of here. And so, yeah, when I got home from Rampage, it's been like that here since. I've been alone here in this big-ass expensive apartment since. And it's been a hell of a struggle, but through the incredible generosity of you beautiful bastards watching this right now, I've been able to make it through, and Jesus, what an adventure, what a year. I think Rampage was a little bit, I don't think it's exactly been 1 year, but it's roughly been 1 year. And Jesus, what a difference a year has made. In so many things, in my mental health, in like my career. Rampage last year, I had done one cinematic flying gig, and now I'm probably at, I don't know, 35, 40 or so. And yeah, the live streams are chugging along. Just what a year, man, in terms of like personal growth and just like my life and my happiness and so many things. It's just been wild. And yeah, I now find myself with a life partner that I didn't, you know, I say it too much, but I just don't know what else to say. Like, I just didn't know it could be like this. So yeah, next time shit gets really hard, and it will, because it does. You just gotta smash. You just gotta smash through, and it will get better. You just gotta go. You know, you just gotta keep pushing forward. This is a lesson that, you know, I almost did not follow at one point when things got super dark. But yeah, if it's ever getting super dark, we've got a little Facebook group called FPV Therapy. We would love to have you in there. If you or anybody you know have any kind of mental illness stuff going on, come on, join us. It's not a group for posting edits of your flying. It's not that at all. It's not saying like, oh, going out and flying is therapy. It's a group of people that are into FPV that want to get better together, and that understand that therapy is therapy. FPV is FPV. Flying's great and all. But if you have mental illness shit going on, you need actual therapy. And in that group, we're going to talk about that. So yeah, you can post all the flight edits you want in there, but I'm going to delete all of them. So, but yeah, there's a bunch of super courageous people in there sharing their stories. You don't have to share. You can certainly just come over there and read. I posted as much as I possibly could when I was really going through it way back when. Luckily now it's way better, but I'll forever be in talk therapy. It's very, very important. Even if you can't afford it. I haven't been able to afford it, but you know, whatever it takes. Like this is everything. This is all that matters. Everything else, you know, like priorities, this is number one. Like maybe number two or number three, the rest of your physical health, right? But like without your brain, your body gonna die. So take it seriously. It's real. And guys, like, you know, men have an especially hard time with mental health, and we don't like to talk about it. And it, you know, it's like culturally inappropriate to talk about it. And it's no good. So like, you're a man, you're gonna have a harder time with this. You can fight it and be fucking miserable, or you can grow up and just be like, let me get some help. Let me be happier in my life, because that's what's going to happen if you actually do something about it, is you're going to literally live a happier life. So do that. Don't live a miserable life. It sucks. I did it for so many years. It's not worth it. You're not proving anything to anyone. We only got one go around. Do whatever it takes to be happy. What can we talk about with FPV stuff? Let me get caught up on chat. Skins FPV. So yeah, if you want to talk directly to me, type CiottiFPV and it'll light up an orange for me. It looks like this when you do it. Skins FPV says good evening. Also, this is my full-time job. If you want to support the madness, head on over to CiottiFPV.com and just click all the buttons. Patreon helps me out the most. It's a really, really, really big deal. For as little as $3 a month, which is only 10 cents a day, you can come on board. There's a ton of benefits. Do me a favor and set it up recurring so that it doesn't just run out after 1 month, because you get a lot of like benefits right up front that I can't like take away. So yeah, hook your boy up, give me 10 of your cents a day, and set it up recurring, and we can all party together. There's a YouTube playlist with I think now it's over 90 Patreon only live streams, edits. All 3 of my entries into the Rampage Rippies competition are up there. So if you want to take a look at my freestyle edit that I submitted, my cinematic edit, and my micros edit, they're up there waiting for you, but you gotta give me 10 cents every single day to go see them. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's sketchy stuff up there too, like shit that I don't necessarily want to be public on YouTube. So a lot of people dig that stuff. You'll get access to the Discord, all kinds of fun stuff. Etsy, Fiverr, Teespring, if you want to really show your support. This stuff is kind of expensive because you're supporting me. I don't, want to start a t-shirt or sticker selling business. You're, donating $5 and getting a free sticker. So yeah, lots of things you guys can do. Tiago Ramos says, I vote for strobe lights only. Everything will strobe, and I'm sure that at some point everything will get turned on to strobe, and we will have We will have collective seizures. Who in chat is going to be there? Type Rampage in all capitals if you're going to be there. Ramdonko says there seems to be 2 types of new 0702s out, 23 and 26,000 from what I've seen recently. I've only seen those 26,000 from 26,000s from Happy Model. I have no use for anything less than 26,000. I don't think you should either, because you can just motor limit them down. And there's really no appreciable differences. Danzilla the Terrible says, hey CiottiFPV, sorry I'm late. Good to see you. It's all good, Dan. I was late too. Tiago says, congratulations, very happy for you. Thank you, dude. Skint says, I was born in Cherry Hill, but have lived in Florida since I was 4, 32 now. Very cool, Skint. Yeah, I moved to Cherry Hill, and I stayed there for about 8 years, I think, after college. Nah, longer than that. Jesus, over 10 years, 12 years. Yeah, I was in Cherry Hill for a while. I was actually in Maple Shade, but it's right next to Cherry Hill. License to Drive says 8 places in 20 years. Damn, I'm still in the same house 40 years on. I'm hoping that you know, Maggie and I, like, a big part of this was like, let's find a spot that we can stay in for at least 10 years. 8 years will give the kids enough time to get out of schools, and that's super exciting. My God, am I ready to not move every 2 or 3 years? Yeah, and Jesus, this place, like, getting to live in this place for 10 years would be quite the gift. Yeah, I will work my ass off to be able to do that, because Jesus, it's so fucking nice. I can't wait for you guys to see it through the eyes of a Cinewhoop. I can't wait to see it through the eyes of a Cinewhoop. There's not any the dive gap at Maggie's current place. There's not anything quite that gnarly, but there's more space. And I have a feeling I'm gonna figure out a way to, like, I'll figure out a way to make a really cool dive gap in there. I'll figure something out. If it's something that just folds down and collapses that I have to set up, that's fine. But man, the living room area, I swear to God, it's like a 20-foot high ceiling. It's wild. So I'll figure some way out and it's like wood. Oh man, it's so fucking sick. Oh my God, it's so sick. I don't usually get, like, super excited about, like, places that I live, because I've just sort of always been broke, and I've always just, like, lived in the cheapest possible apartment that I've been able to find that's not, like, a total hellhole. So yeah, this is new to me, and, like, the whole homeownership thing is a little bit scary, but, like, with YouTube, and like, I have a pretty decent set of tools, and, like, that's it. You can do damn near anything. And then, yeah, I mean, like, look at most people, like, let's be honest, right? Like, 90% in 2022, right? What, 90% of people that live in homes, they can't do shit. People don't fix their own shit anymore. Nobody does anything, right? So, like, if all those people can do it, like, I'm way ahead of those people. So yeah, I'm super confident that. And I also know my limits, you know, like if something is too big of a job, I'm just gonna be like, nope, we're gonna work extra hard to bring somebody qualified in to do that. So, yeah, I think between, like, knowing my limits and having some ability to do some things and YouTube, we're gonna be all right. License to Drive. Oh no, we got that. Metal Dirtskin says it's gonna be real life version of the game Unpacking, which you should check out if you haven't already. I've seen that game on YouTube. That's wild. Squint says yes, it works that way. I had an RCA to HDMI box to Elgato HD capture card back when I was streaming, so I could stream old school games. It's exactly what I was assuming that I would need to have set up. Very cool. Thank you, Adam. Adam, are you going? Bot Grinder's in the house. What's up, DJ? Are you coming? How are you feeling? I am feeling better, man. Thank you. You had something way worse than me. I guess you probably still maybe have it. But I hope you're feeling better as well, my man. Burnt North says, for the win, so happy for you. Life just gets better, brother. Keep going. Hell yeah. It's the only way. It is the only goddamn way. Ooh, YouTube did the thing. There we go. Riot9 says, run some LEDs down the laundry chute. Yo, yeah, it's... you just watch. Just you watch. It's gonna be nutty. There's gonna be some serious shit going on. Shit's gonna get real. One of my ideas for a dive setup is LEDs, because I think that I can set some sort of like I'm almost thinking like if I could do make it out of fishing line, you know, like the laundry, like the old school laundry lines they have the two wheels on the end so you can move it, right? If I could do that with fishing line with like tiny little wheels so like you can't really see it, and then I could build like an LED dive tunnel, and then that way when I'm not using it I can just and pull it off like to the side, where, you know, it's like I'm not gonna make anything janky, you know what I mean? Like if it's gonna look stupid, it's not gonna happen. But I'm sure I can figure out like a super cool, super slick, like a hideable kind of setup, and that's one of my ideas so far. But I don't know, we'll see. Tiago says, you came from last Rampage and your life restarted again. It really did. It really fucking did, man. Really did. Cole Powers says, is there an alternative contact for FPV therapy that does not involve Facebook? Technically, yes, Cole. We do have it's for patrons, but on my Discord, there is an FPV therapy text channel. That's not where the bulk of the sharing has gone on. So yeah, the Facebook group is really where there's a lot of stuff to read and a lot of really good resources and articles and shit like that. But if you need help, there is absolutely the Discord channel, and we would love to have you in there. Alec Dvornik's in the house. What's up, dude? I haven't seen you in a while either. He says, good to see you tonight. Thank you, brother. Remy Tim says, what's up? Dan, are you going? Who's going? Type Rampage in all capitals if you're going to be there. GrizzFPV says, what's up? Glad to see you better. Thanks for letting me know where you get the LEDs from. You're certainly welcome, my man. Dylan Reese, I don't know if this is a question for me, but he says, have you flown Kiss Ultra yet? I have not, but there's really not all that. I have flown Kiss, and they're almost identical. Ultra has a couple of things added on top. It's an old school PID controller. There's nothing great about it. There's nothing terrible about it either. Betaflight's better. Betaflight has been more developed for a lot longer of a period of time by a lot more people. You know, Betaflight has 50 to 60 developers. KISS has like 1, maybe 2. So yeah, Betaflight is a better piece of flight firmware, but KISS is totally fine. If you are on Betaflight and you want the KISS experience, you can just kind of flash 3.5.7. That's very similar to what you're going to get out of KISS. There are subtle differences here and there, but nothing that is going to make you any better of a pilot. And to be honest, it's going to kind of it's not going to make you a worse pilot, but the flight software doesn't work as well, so it's not going to cover up as many of your mistakes, so your flight footage isn't going to look as good. But yeah, it doesn't do anything better. I spent a month or 2 flying KISS and Flight 1 exclusively, and yeah, it's fine, and there's nothing wrong with it, but there's also nothing to write home about it. And yeah, Betaflight just keeps getting better and better and better, and 4.3 is just absurd. So yeah, but if that's your thing, and hey, like, look, realistically, probably 60% of your flight footage is your confidence level and your confidence level and where your head is at. Probably more than 60%, probably closer to like 70 or 80%. And if for some reason flying KISS makes you more confident because of placebo or whatever, who cares, right? If flying the same flight firmware that Steele flies is what gets you off, or just, you know, makes you feel more like him, that could literally make your flight footage look better because it makes you more confident. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally fine. But yeah, I mean, there's been tons of data that shows unequivocally that it's not as good of a firmware. Why would it be? Like, how would it ever be any better, right? With having thousands of hours less development, right? So, but yeah, if it makes you feel better, then that might make you fly better. It might also make you have more fun when you're flying, and that's why most people are doing this, right? So yeah, nothing wrong with it, but it ain't as good, that's for sure. Alex Vornick says, just moved into a place with more space for micro flying, and I'm excited. Very cool, Alec. Nice. Chris! I'm not going to massacre your last name. Chris is going to Rampage. Is that it? Is Chris the... Oh, no, wait, Whack FPV is going to Rampage, too. Whack and Chris, are you the only guys in the chat that are going to Rampage? Type Rampage in all caps if you're going. Come see me at Micro Mayhem. I'll be there most of the day on Saturday and Sunday, and some of the day on Friday, setting up. Ruby Tim says, can't go. My sister's college graduation is this weekend. I think I remember you saying that. Bobby Bag says, what's up? Hope you're feeling better for Rampage. I certainly am. Still a little bit like, you know, just now. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Tiago says, be careful because the normal Elgato HD60 doesn't work on Mac. All right. There we go. Hey, there's also a two-car garage in this place that's like pretty much connected to the basement. So I think maybe I'm just going to tell this shop to go fuck themselves that have had the Miata for the last 2 years, and just get the car towed and just put it in the garage. And I don't know if that's the route that I go, what will more than likely happen, because I probably won't want to then tow it. Although, I guess once I have it in the garage, I can fix the things that blew up on the engine to get it drivable, and then I can drive it to another shop at some point. Because what I was going to say is there's very little of a chance that I'll pay for it to get towed all the way to this place and then pay for it again to get towed to a shop. But so that what I was going to follow that up with, I'll just say fuck it and sell the damn thing. But yeah, I can pretty easily put the new crank angle sensor air intake set up. It's going to depend. It's going to depend if I can hang a radiator. It depends on how bad the rad support is bent down. But yeah, if I can like half-ass hang a rad in it, it'll be drivable, and I can and at that point it can just sit and wait, and at some point when I can afford it, I'll drive it to a body shop and have it actually fixed. Because yeah, I will take an absolute bath if I have to sell it as it is right now. It's you always, not always, but most of the time, selling a car that's not running is not worth it. Like, the money that it would take you to get it running again, you will get that money out of it when you sell it, and then some. But most people just say, screw it, I don't want to spend that time and effort. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Orange Julia says, I'm building a Thicc cinelifter Anx. I have some old LdPower motors, 2213 960 kV. They're new, never used. Can I use them, or should I get a set of new motors? 2213. So there's, I don't know cinelifters at all, so man, I can't really answer this, but the question that you should be asking is, are those motors enough stator volume for whatever the payload is going to be that you're looking to carry? I believe that there's a cinelifter Facebook group, and that's where you want to be asking that question. Cinelifters are still like the Wild West in terms of what works and what doesn't, right? There's been very, very little on cinelifters, so we you know, there aren't many people that know how much stator volume is needed to carry, I don't know, 1,000 grams or 1,500 grams or 800 grams, right? And that's the question. That's really the question. Off the top of my head, 2213. 13 is a lot of stator height. So off the top of my head, the problem that you might have with those motors is overheating. 13 is an awful lot of stator height. 22 is not a lot of stator width. So if you're looking to pick up a bigger payload, and I don't even know what a big payload is considered. I just don't know. I don't know what Z-cams weigh. I don't know what Red Komodos weigh. I don't know what the Blackmagic stuff weighs. But yeah, off the top of my head, the initial concern I would have is with cooling. So I doubt that those motors are going to be able to stay cool with a big ass payload. REs are probably like on the heavier side of these medium format cameras, although the Red Komodo is still a fat bitch. So if you're looking to pick up anything north of like the lighter weight Blackmagic stuff or like a DSLR, I don't think those motors would really get the job done, but I'm not the guy. That's a total guess. You gotta get in front of people that have actually built those things and are actually picking up payloads to be able to figure that out. That's really the only way. I also have no idea if that's enough KV. I don't know what prop size the Thicc frame is, but again, off the top of my head, 960 kV, I would think that you would want to be minimum an 8-inch prop for that. So hopefully that, and I think the Thicc is an 8 or a 10-inch prop. So maybe the KV is okay. But yeah, you got to get in front of the actual cinelifter people. Don't ask that in any other Facebook group. Because you're just going to get answers from morons that have absolutely no idea what they're talking about. And in this case, I am one of those morons. I have a little bit more knowledge than most in that, I've been around for a while. But, yeah. And also, when you get answers to that question, ask the people that are answering the question what they're doing. Like, ask them what payloads they're picking up. You want to suss out the people that answer that question with, oh, I don't know, but I saw somebody built one, so I thought it would be a good combo, right? Like, you don't want to listen to anybody that hasn't personally built one of these or isn't, like, working directly with someone that's built, you know what I'm saying? So be careful with that. Facebook is a really bad place to get any factual info. Especially with FPV stuff. 90% of the replies that you'll get on Facebook are dead wrong. So, yeah, be careful. Frank Nicholas says, I have an Elgato HT60 that works on the Mac that you can have. Email me to confirm that you want it. Very cool. Tiago, what do you think about that? Frank's got one that works. Here we go. Tiago comments, I think the one that works is the HDS 60S Plus, but not 100% sure. Normal one didn't work on my Linux or Mac. Frank, if you've used it and you know for a fact, yeah, that's awesome, dude. Thank you. We're gonna talk more about that setup in the future, though, so no hurry. My brain is like fully in Rampage prep mode. So yeah, we got tons of time. I'll be talking more about that setup in the future. I'll bug you. Monitorton says, surely that rad support is a job for big fucking hammer. Maybe we'll see. I actually, it's been so long since the accident that I don't remember how bad it is. I remember that it was pushed down, but I don't know if it was pushed down an inch or a foot. So we'll see. We will see. Boys FPV says, been a while since I've been here. How do I find the so-called latency with DJI rigs? It's in the bottom right corner of the screen. It's MS. It's the number right before MS. It's always there. You can't turn it on. You can't turn it off. It's always there. So yeah, just look in the bottom right. Not like bottom right, like middle, medium, bottom right. Well, for you guys, it would be here. It's right around here in the goggles. Frank Nicholas says, only a Mac. Very cool. Thanks for dropping the link, Remy Tim. Hold on. I got a haircut. Rampage 2022 Micro Mayhem. I'm bringing most of my rigs. One of the things last year that everybody loved is that I just threw all my rigs in a box last year, and then I had like a table, and I just laid them all on the table, and like when people would come up, I'd be like, hey, fondle all my shit, ask me questions, whatever. And people loved it. It was really cool. So I'm doing the same thing this year. So yeah, if you want to like check out and get all handsy and like, you know, look at my little secrets and all my rigs that you haven't seen on live streams, yeah, you'll be able to do that. That'll be fun. So yeah, the Micro Mayhem area is pretty tight. I realized a couple days ago that I tore like all the tiny whoops down. I only have that one tiny whoop left, which is fine. I don't really go to Rampage to fly, if I'm completely honest. Like last year, for example, I probably flew like 5 batteries total the entire event. You know, I've flown a lot over the last 5+ years. I've flown amazing locations. I've flown Rampage a bunch. I went to before the original Rampage for a site test, and I flew it a bunch. Then I flew a bunch at the original Rampage. So yeah, like I'm going to see other pilots, hang out, talk shit. So yeah, it's not like a super flying heavy event. So I'm fine. Admittedly, I wish I'd left some of the tiny whoops together, because the Micro Mayhem area is fucking perfect for an overpowered like 26,000 kV tiny whoop. But I've got the one. I'll blow it up. My deal with Rampage is like I don't really fix shit. I'm just bringing stuff. I destroy them and then I put it away and grab something else and fly that until it's destroyed, which happens pretty quick because it's a pretty unforgiving spot. And also, like, I'm volunteering. You know, I'm not paying. I don't pay for a flight pass and go to have fun. I'm there to work. You know, as a volunteer, and so yeah, that'll be fun. I'll blow up the tiny whoop, and then I was hoping. I was kind of thinking maybe I would have time to get all of the rip squeaks back in working order. Much to my delight, though, 2 out of the 3 are apparently in perfectly. They're great. This is just the one that's being a dick, and this one is actually not being too much of a dick. So I'm gonna bring this and blow it up. But yeah, this just like every so often it has like a little yaw twitch. So I think the gyro has shit the bed on this flight controller, but that's fine. This will be the first one up in the air, and I'll really just send this hard and just annihilate its face. So yeah, I'm bringing the 3 rip squeaks, the tiny whoop, a bunch of 5-inch stuff for the outdoor spots. Here's an interesting thing. So I put together all 3 of the Cinewhoops. I'm gonna try to Cinewhoop like free. So one of the really cool things about the Cinesplorers is that like they fly so good, you can freestyle with the damn things, even with the ducts on. Like it's really amazing what they can do if you just force yourself to fly them like a freestyle rig. So I'm gonna bring them, and I'm gonna fly them hard. My Hero 8 has been doing this thing where like it won't turn on. I got to pull the battery, put the battery back in, and it will turn on, which is really annoying when I'm on set. It's not the end of the world. I just have to kick it out of the mount and open the door and pull the battery, push the battery back in. But you know, let's get that fixed. So there's that. So that thing is probably gonna die, which is fine. You know, Monday or Tuesday next week, I'll get over to Best Buy, swap it out. Also, I want to see how much abuse those HQ standFPV ducts can take. I don't love the idea of like potentially banging up a motor on one of the Cinesplorers, but Bob's FPV Cycle 2104 3500 kV motors that he had made for me are like days away from arriving. So even if I do, and I'm kind of planning on moving all the rigs over to those motors, so I kind of don't care if I bang up one of these motors. I don't think I'll break a base plate, and if I break an arm, I have extra arms. So like, on one hand, it's kind of, I hate the idea of pounding on some of my working rigs, right? But I just don't think that I'm going to be able to do enough damage that I can't get. What I try to do is have working rigs that don't get slammed, so that they're forever clean. The gyro on the flight controller never sees like a shock load of 1,000,000 G, you know, when we smash into things. The ESC never gets a weird voltage back spike when we slam into things, right? Like, all these different parts of the rig that don't come off scot-free when we slam them really hard, but they also don't fail right away. That shit's all fresh. So it still freaks me out a little bit, but like, this is one thing, right? And it's not gonna, this area is fairly small, so we're not talking about like a 500-foot drop or anything like that. I'm not gonna send them up the smokestack or anything like that. So should be okay. Should be good to go. And yeah, whatever. Yeah, it'll be fine. So that'll be really interesting. That'll be some really interesting kind of crash data to get. I have a feeling. So, and one of the other things that's driving that with the mounts is I found these big, tall brass collars. It's not going to show up, but yeah, big, tall brass collars that will go into those stand ducts and should make them quite a bit stronger. But I don't know if it's worth the effort, because there's a chance that that's not the weak spot. I think it will be the weak spot. I think those HQ StandFPV ducts will break where the shorter collars mount. Just kind of like looking at them, that feels like the weak spot. But technically speaking, the arm might break before that. So I'm interested to see that. I'm gonna slam one of those. I'm gonna slam one of the Cinesplorers real hard. Like, it's that Hero 8 is gonna die, and those are the only rigs that I have mounts for that camera. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm dying to know how a Cinesplorer crashes. I've crashed them before, but not hard, and they've never broken anything. I'm really curious what it takes, right? So how hard do I have to hit it for it to break? But also, I want to see what breaks. I really, really, really do. So that'll be kind of cool. YMFPV says, are you going to Castle Crash with Black Rider? Probably not. This will probably be my big sort of event. I got to get back here, and I got to get the streams back on track. And there's some family stuff going on, which I'm really excited to be a part of. Maggie's promotion at work and master's program, it's all starting to kick off. So I get to hang out with the kids for a couple of days while she's doing amazing, just boss bitch shit. And oh man, it's I didn't know it could be like this, friends. I really didn't. This is yeah, all is well. Steady Eddie says, I have a family commitment this year, won't make Rampage out of blast last year. Keep up the good vibes and enjoy. Micro Mayhem is going to be fire. Thank you, Steady. I'll see you next year, I'll bet. McConnell Studios is in the house. What's up, Matt? Glad you're feeling better. Have fun this weekend. I certainly will. There will be some wild LEZ stuff that Matt sent over that I can't wait for you guys to see as well. Make sure that you're following me on Instagram. I'm going to try to I'm actually going to try to stream here on YouTube Friday night if there's... Don't hold your breath. Don't even consider holding your breath, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try to stream Friday at 7 if the internet in the main GTI area is going to work. I doubt it. I really doubt that their internet will work. Worst case, I will stream on Instagram from my phone. I might even stream here on YouTube from my phone. It just depends. And then I'm going to try to stream Sunday at 3 again, just to have something. Hopefully here on YouTube, probably from my phone, because Sunday at 3 o'clock I will be in Micro Mayhem. It'll be real rough because the cell service is awful there. But I'll give it a shot. And then, hey, Monday, this coming Monday is going to be an ultra mega big dickin' giveaway stream. I missed 2 Mondays ago, which we were supposed to have giveaways. So this coming Monday is going to be like, I don't want to create a ton of shipping for myself, so I'm gonna do 4 giveaways, maybe 5, but they're gonna be big fucking giveaways. I hope that's cool with everybody. If it's not, you know, unfortunately, this isn't a democracy. This is a dictatorship, and I'm your trusty leader, Captain Jackalope. No, I'm not Captain Jackalope. Jackalope is Captain Jackalope. Mustang Pilot says, what's up? I haven't seen you in a while either. All kinds of old school folks are coming. Glad to have you back, brother. I hope you've been well. Danzella the Terrible says, a Cinespore damage post Rampage report stream would be super cool and helpful educational. I agree, Dan. Akash says, I'm going to request our man to take a 2-minute break and stop talking. Got to give throat some rest. Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good to go. Jackalope says, have you sent my giveaway I run? No. There are a couple of things that have been waiting. Let me make sure that yours is here, Jackalope. Well, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's here. Yep, there it is. I got your address here. Jackalope, by the way, yours didn't go out because I didn't have your address. But then you mailed me your stickers and your address was on there. I was like, oh, cool. But do me a favor, if you have a chance, hop onto Patreon and add your address for me if you don't mind. After I generate this, your address will be in stamps.com, so I'll be fine. But it just makes it a little bit easier for me. So if you remember, it's whatever. It's no big deal. All right. Terminal Insanity says, what high KV 0802s do you recommend? Are the Happy Model SEs decent? The Happy Model 0802 25,000s are the most powerful, but they are the least reliable. The 2-piece bell ones, the magnet ring drops eventually. They take a lot of abuse before that happens, though. The SEs, they spit magnets out, and apparently they spit magnets out pretty early. I do have a set. I am bringing a set. When I break the Cinewhoop, I am hopefully going to put those on to see how quickly they spit the magnets out. But a bunch of people in chat have had those Happy Model 0802 SEs spit magnets out within like 10 batteries. And that's just insane. So I don't have high hopes. I don't recommend those motors. When I worked with Joshua and the gang on the Ultimate Shopping List Cinewhoop page, I chose the HDLRC Aeolus 0802 25,000s because they're single-piece bell and they're available. So right now, sitting here today, I think those are the motors that I would recommend. They're not the most powerful. They make plenty of power though, and yeah, they've been pretty damn reliable. I haven't really pounded on them, but single-piece bell is going to be reliable, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe they spit magnets out. I doubt it, but maybe they do. There's only so much testing that I can personally do. Tiago says, I finally got F405 MCU at a decent price to repair. One of your balloon flight controllers to arrive next week. Very cool. Tiago, keep it. That's yours, man. That flight controller is all you. Or sell it or do whatever you want. I am all F7 from now on. T-motors are sold out. Yeah, don't get the T-motors. They have 2-piece bell. They're going to drop that magnet ring. It happened on mine, on the prototypes that they sent me. What's up, Brandon? Cool. Hey, look at this. This is, so the next thing that I'm working on with Joshua for his FPVKnowItAll.com website is a new section for Cinewhoops. And I've been, so hopefully the 2104s from FPV Cycle will be great. But the problem is stock status. Like, it's hard for Joshua to justify putting FPV Cycle stuff on his Ultimate Shopping List because more often than not, that stuff is sold out. It'll probably go up there, but there always needs to be a part that is going to be in stock, right? So, and then on my Cinewhoops, I've got Brother Hobby VY 2004s on the one of them, which are discontinued. I've got the Newbie Drone 2004 3100s on the other one. Those are pretty good, but they're a less expensive motor. I wanted a little bit more premium of a motor. So I snagged a set of these. Also, the newbie drone has a completely flat bell, which won't work with certain propellers. I wanted a 2004 that had a little bit of a rounded bell. So I ordered one of these T-motor 2004 3000 kV motors to make sure that it's nice and smooth, and it is beautifully smooth. So, and it also has a screw on the bottom of the bell instead of a C-clip, so double win. I didn't realize that. So yeah, I'm a big fan. If you're building a Cinesplorer and you want to keep it lightweight like mine, I think that this T-motor 2004 is the hotness. That being said, Bob made a whole bunch of these 2104 3500s for us, really, like for me and chat. So I think it's worth it to wait for those. But if they sell out, or if you don't want to go that route, yeah, this T-motor 2004 is a really good option for you. And I think this is going to be the motor that I recommend for my... There's basically going to be like a Ciotti's Perfect Cinewhoop, essentially, build in there. And I think those are going to be the motors that are featured in that. It's going to basically be my Cinesplorers, because I've spent a ton of time developing the combination, and yeah, in those, and they just fly unbelievable. Everybody that's ever flown one of my Cinesplorers is like, holy shit, are you kidding me? If you're coming to Rampage, you're more than welcome to fly one of my Cinesplorers. Get your ass up to Micro Mayhem as soon as you can, though, because I'm going to be pounding on them. Maybe by the time you get up, they'll all be broken. All right, cool. What else? It's 9 o'clock already. What else? I'm kind of bummed out. I had a little bit of a realization. So like this Micro Mayhem area, right? Like there's a million things to hit. So like open propped rigs like this are really tough, which is why these rip squeaks are going to die pretty quickly, more than likely, which is what kind of has me all excited about flying these Cinesplorers freestyle in that area, because they've got the prop guards, right? I really wish that I had gotten this QAV-S 2.5-inch QAV-PRO S, whatever the hell it's called. I really wish that I'd gotten this built, or that I just had this built, because I think this might actually be cool. Although, I don't know, man. This, like, the carbon around the outsides here is pretty thin. I almost feel like one hit would break this. So maybe it's a good thing that this isn't ready to go. This is going to be the rig. I have decided... I am going to still build the AOS 3.5. It is going to get built. It's going to get built with the X-Nova 1804 motors. And then I'm just going to pound the ever-living balls out of it. So that's going to be a heavier weight 3.5-inch freestyle rig with DJI on board. So last year, I spent a good amount of time sort of developing the whole Runcam hybrid 3-inch freestyle rig, right? Anybody that's been around for a while has seen tons of content surrounding that. I still do think that is a better platform for 3-inch freestyle. Analog, Runcam hybrid, the quality out of that camera is fantastic. Everything is on board, really durable, blah, blah, blah. I'm really curious, though, how a Vista on DJI will do using the goggle footage as your HD footage. So that's going to be something that we play around with this summer. The AOS 3.5 is going to be the main rig for that. So I'm really excited for that too. It's basically what the comparison is going to be, and this is get a load of this, right? So the comparison is going to be, this gives me a reason to get the 250 put back together. The 250 with the 4-inch arms and the Aerolite 2004s on 3.5-inch props, motor scaled down a little bit. Or wait, no, are the X-Novas 3500 kV? X-Novas might be the same kV as these. But yeah, regardless, with the Runcam hybrid setup, right? Like, so it'll be this versus this. Both with 3.5-inch props, but footage coming from the Runcam hybrid on this guy, footage coming out of the Caddx Vista into the goggle memory card for the AOS 3.5 on the 1804s. That'll be pretty cool. You know what I mean? You know, just the ongoing saga of what is the best way to build a 3-inch, 3.5-inch, sub 250-ish freestyle rig, right? And that's something that's been very near and dear to my heart for a long, long time. And we're just going to keep, you know, that seems to be the content that a lot of you guys really dig. And I really dig making it. So we're going to keep that shit going. And yeah. Last year was big on like figuring out the powertrain, right? Which motors were the best, which ones were terrible, all that good stuff. So yeah, now we'll move on to like what's the best camera system, because there's a bunch of different options for us now, right? And we can also throw in that mix will be the Ripsqueaks hauling around an Insta360 Go 2. So yeah, it'll be Caddx Vista versus and I'm using the heavy ass silver old school camera that has the best quality, right? Versus Runcam hybrid versus Insta360 Go 2. And Insta360 Go 2 will almost certainly give the best quality footage, but it's the most expensive and it's the most fragile. I don't know. Runcam hybrid is an analog setup, so you're not going to be able to see where you're going, but I think the footage is going to be better coming out of it. Caddx Vista is going to be a hell of a flight experience, and I think at the end of the day, the question is the goggle DVR good enough? And what I mean when I say good enough is if somebody is watching the flight footage, if at any point they think like, Jesus, this looks like shit, then it's not good enough, right? Like, that's why analog DVR doesn't really work in anything other than a Cinewhoop, right? With a Cinewhoop, it's like, oh, I get it. The damn thing is this big. Like, of course the video looks like ass. And you're flying around in the house, right? And, like, it's fine. But as soon as you go outside, analog DVR footage, like, when you show it to people, they're just like, you know, like eyes gloss over, like, what the fuck is this? I can't see anything. It helps a little bit if you have an onboard DVR so that you don't get all the breakup, right? But, yeah, that's that. So I'm excited for that. That'll be fun this summer to put some time into that. Orange Julia says, building a Thicc cinelifter, 2 Acon 32 55 amps, an Radix 2 flight controller. Also have 8 older LD. So I answered the motor question earlier, Orange Julius. Oh, same question. Okay, yeah. So I already answered your question, Orange Julius. Rewind. I don't know. Rewind back to the first time that you asked the question. I answered it right after that. Tiago Ramos says, aren't the X-Nova 1804 racing motors? I think they call them that, but man, are they beautiful freestyle motors. Good God. Those X-Nova 1804s are arguably the best micro motors in existence. 3mm motor shaft, beautifully smooth, tough as nails. The KV is okay. I wish they were a little bit higher KV, but yeah, on a 3.5-inch prop, ooh boy, or even on a 3-inch prop, one of the Ripsqueaks that's gonna really get abused is gonna be the one that's on those 1804s. I'm looking to break that Ripsqueak frame. I want to see where that frame will break, because those motors won't die. So yeah, and then those motors are gonna go onto the AOS 3.5. So yeah, lots of cool stuff. Yarb says, if you cram a regular Vista in there, that has onboard recording, no interference. Yeah, but it's way too heavy, and they're just too big. You know, like there really aren't many frames that you can put the full size air unit into. But yeah, that would be interesting. Although, my God, the goggle DVR from the fucking Caddx Vistas is wild, right? So I'm fine with that. Orange Julia says I must have missed that. It's all good. Brandon's Baked Bean says, ready my question a little bit above. Did I miss it? Hey, there we go. Oh, I missed a bunch of stuff. YouTube did the thing and I didn't scroll all the way back up. Danzilla the Terrible says, when do those FPV cycle motors drop? What are the specs again? I don't know. They haven't arrived yet, and there's all kinds of customs bullshit going on, but my guess would be this week. I'm sorry, next week. But it's no clue. Bug Bob for him, though. 2104, 3500 kV. 2104, 3500 kV. Like I said, he made them for me and you guys. I literally said to him, like, hey, this is what I and my chat want. I said I will buy at least 12 of them, and I can almost guarantee you that chat will snag the rest. He didn't order a ton, but he got a good amount. Maybe 50, I think. Hopefully he's putting 12 aside for me, because I've told him a bunch of times that's how many I want. So, yeah, bug him, because the more interest there is in those, the more of a chance that he'll order another batch. And, yeah, that's the... In my opinion, that's the perfect motor size and weight for a Cinesplorer that's going to carry a full frame GoPro. Brandon's Baked Bean says, a buddy has a Wizard with stock 2205 motors, but he has a nice stack in it. Brain Radix X Nova 60 amp 4-in-1. He wants a new frame and motors, but he wants to stay on 4S. I mean, frame, in my opinion, it's got to be the Glide. I just can't find another frame that's better, especially if you're on analog. So I would and it's so goddamn cheap, right? And then for motors, I would say the T-Motor F40 Pro 4 2400 kVs, nice and light, plenty of power. Yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah, I would do that. That's gonna be my opinion. Where are we at here? What should we get? He doesn't crash much. Tried to get him to 6S, but it's a hard sell on it. It's okay. If down the road he goes 6S, he can just motor limit down. We're good to go. All right. Come on. God, there it is. Scrolling was just not working. Alec Dvornik says, is there a pre-order page for the FPV cycle? Nah, nobody knows about him. That he, like, Bob, I'm serious, like, Bob specifically made them, like, just for us. Like, they might not even go on the website. I have to assume that he'll put them on the website, but, yeah, like, he made them for us. So, yeah. Brandon's Baked Bean says, can the Glide hold a Vista? Yep. Hey! Thanks for the reminder. Look at this. If you follow me on Instagram, you gotta really... Well, hold on. Here, I got something for you guys. I got something for you Expanse fans. Hold on. Anybody that was on my Instagram yesterday got to see this, but... I'm so proud of myself. Hold on. Alright. I just gotta find it. Bear with me. Here we go. Oh, that's right. Nothing works on this old-ass computer anymore. How can I get this quickly on here? iCloud Drive. Nope, it doesn't work either. Man, nothing works on this computer anymore. That's wild. Hold on. It's worth it. It's worth it. Type Expanse into the chat if you're an Expanse fan. All right, let me come in here, and I think this was the good one. This last one here, and I'm gonna go there, and I'm gonna. Oh wait, no, it's on Discord. It's on Discord. Okay. It's on Discord. Hold on. Yeah. Come on, Discord. Go, 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 go. Why is Discord always so slow? What's it doing when it starts up? Oh god, I might not be able to find it. You guys post so much in the general nonsense area that I might not be able to find it. I gotta learn how to do the search things. I gotta learn how to use Discord. I can tell that it's great. Ooh, 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 here we go. Yeah. Is that the one? I think this is the one. Alright, ready? Okay, show and finder. Alright, ready? Oh, what? What's that? Alright, you're gonna lose my audio for a second. Where the hell did the audio go? Why no audio, bro? Huh. Alright, well... Oh, hold on, I guess I can do this. Alright, here, I got this. You're gonna have to listen to it through the mic, but it's worth it, I promise. Ready? Oh, this isn't the one. Ah! What is this? What's happening? No! That's not the one. Oh man! Alright, that's fail. I put the Expanse theme song over it. The Rossi is now on a Caddx Vista on 16mm standoffs. Barcelona! the fucking slammed glide lives, yo. You can still build a slammed glide even if you're on DJI. You just got to get these stupid 16mm tall standoffs. Can't do it on 15s. So the limiting factor, as always, is the camera. The Caddx Nebula Pro Nano is 14mm wide, but it's 16mm tall. So you can't do a 15mm standoff, but a 16mm standoff with a 1mm, like a little plastic 1mm spacer on top, is enough to clear the top plate just barely. So yeah, man, we are back into slammed glide territory, even though we're on digital. Look at that. And you can see the Vista in the back there. Kinda. There it is. I had to take the, there's no room above the Vista for the Crossfire, so I ended up sticking the Crossfire, I don't know if you can see it in there, but the Crossfire is VHB'd down to the top of the 30x30 ESC. It's tight, but the slammed glides are, you know, that's kind of the point. You're using all the real estate. Yeah, you can kind of see it right in there. And then yeah, 20x20 flight controller up front. Come on now. Come on now. Look at that. The LED, the blue LED in the back of it blew up, so I had to replace that. Other than that, this thing is good to thrash, man. This thing is going to get the hell beaten out of it at Rampage. I'm going to kill the rest of these T-Motor F40 Pro 2s, and I'm going to move this thing onto Pro 4s. So yeah. Isn't that cool? The Rossi, yo! The Rossi! It was killing me to have it on those big, tall 22mm standoffs. It just looked so silly with so much deck height for no reason. So yeah, man, the Rocinante is back, ready to go. Look at all those Expanse fans. Oh yeah. Paul McDonald says, I think Bob would ever consider making that bottom cutout for the camera wider. Probably not, because that is the area that the front of the base plate breaks. He actually made that area smaller for me. Yeah, so I really doubt that he'll ever make that bigger, because yeah, that's a really problematic weak point, and there's a lot of frames out there that have a really hard time. The Rotorite CL1 is actually one of the worst with that area up front there. Frank Nicholas says, DJI goggle DVR is 720p, no matter the VTX, some cameras better than others. Air unit DVR is 1080p. Air unit and standard air unit camera are 1080p. I don't think I realized that the air unit is 1080p. But yeah, I mean, it's so big and heavy that it's unfortunately a non-starter. But that's interesting that it's 1080p. That's pretty slick. The 720p coming out of the goggles, I can't believe how good it looks. I have a funny feeling that it's good enough. I have a funny feeling that that it is good enough for you to do an edit on, and for nobody to be like, ugh, what is this terrible quality? Ugh. So yeah, but we'll see. That's interesting. I wonder if they'll ever do a I wonder if that's what the V3 is. I wonder if the V3 is bringing 1080 to the... We've talked about that before, though. To the Caddx Vista line. Or just a little memory card slot for the Caddx Vista, right? That would be pretty dope. I think that... Hey, shout out to Brain 3D again. They sent over a Runcam thumb for the giveaways. This is going to be one of the giveaway items this coming Monday. So yeah, shout out to them again. Very, very cool of Brian to do that. Support the people that make the content for free that you like to watch. As always, as we always say around this time, I think that's about it. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I have so much shit to still pack for Rampage. So yeah, I'm going to jump on that. Let me just get caught up on chat. Greed just got 2 more glide frames. Very cool. You're going to love them. And Metal Dirtskin says, I know you don't love the Prototype 5, and I can see why, but I just built one for fun, and it makes a real pretty build. I actually like the Prototype 5. And I'm really curious now that I've moved over to DJI on some of these rigs, if I would like it better with DJI on it. I did not like it as an analog build. It's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't like it as much as the Glide for an analog build, but it wasn't made for analog, it was made for DJI. So I'm super curious about the Prototype 5 on DJI, but the long and short of it is, the Glide has a lot more different arms and just things available for it, so there's kind of no reason for me to move away. The Prototype 5 is a better frame, as are the newer ones too. Sonicare, and there's some other one. They're all in some ways mainly like vibration characteristics, vibration resistance, I guess. They're better than the Glide, but there are a lot of other things about the Glide that, in my opinion, are better. So yeah, and it's not, like a frame that handles vibrations really well. Like, it's great. Don't get me wrong, it's great, but that's one part of 20 or 30 different things that make a frame really good. So yeah, I'm still on Team Glide, but my God, all of Bob's frames are staggeringly good. And what's really cool is you can pick the frame that perfectly fits your needs. That's one of the things that I love about over on Fiverr, the build planning that I do with folks one-on-one, is that I can listen to your needs, your requirements, and I can suggest, very specific stuff. So for some folks, the Prototype 5, or it's got a new name, might be the perfect frame. For other folks, the Sonicare might be the perfect frame. For other folks, the Glide is going to be the best frame. For me, it's the Glide. The Glide is the best frame for me. But I'm a weirdo, right? Like I fly hard-ass freestyle and then cinematic working gigs. And that's like a weird combination. You know, if you're not doing exactly that, it might not be the frame for you. It's really nice that we have such a big selection of really amazing frames. And that's how you need to select your frame. Don't select your frame based on what's newest or what looks fanciest or what's on the hype train. None of that shit means anything. There are way more important parts of the frame design that you need to be looking at to figure out if it's the right one for you. Unfortunately, that's really hard to do until you've been in the game for 3, 4, 5 years. But that's a part of the build that is being an FPV pilot. So nobody has escaped that. That's not true. Some of the new guys that have come on the scene in the last year, they've been able to skip all that by just looking at another pro pilot and just carbon copying their setup. And that's pretty rad, because those pilots got really good really fast because they didn't have to spend all this time worrying about gear. So, you know, it is what it is, I guess. Shun Smith says, hope you get a chance to fly a newbie drone cinema frame for the Cinewhoop page. Really dig how mine handles and would love your perspective on flying one. Maybe I get to fly one this weekend, but Joshua made it pretty obvious that, pretty clear that is not going to be on that page. He's built one. He knows how difficult they are to build and to maintain. And that's a big deal for me. Maintenance-wise, build-wise. You know, his ultimate shopping list is going to get shown to everybody, right? Like lots and lots and lots of people. So a really niche, really difficult build like that is like kind of reckless for him to recommend that, but B, it makes his life a living fucking hell, because everybody that goes to his ultimate shopping list page and then buys that frame and then has issues during assembly is gonna email and or probably shit talk Joshua all over the internet. Oh, I trusted him and now this thing is a complete pain in the ass, right? Like for those of us that have built 40 different rigs, like it might not be that much of a nightmare, but the big problem I have with it is serviceability in the field. And you know, like that's a big deal. Like even if you have multiple rigs, it still makes a lot of sense to have a frame that's maybe not as fancy, but can be serviced for a number of different reasons. So, not a frame that I'm really interested in. Joshua is would not entertain that going onto the page. I'm sure that it flies great, and there's a couple of things that are really awesome about it, but like from a holistic point of view, when you look at the thing and like live with it and whatnot, it's just it's similar to the frames from Hyper Low. They're just like they're super complicated, and by being super complicated, there's a couple like little things that they can do better than other frames, but at the cost of them being kind of a nightmare to work on, from a build and reliability and all that standpoint. So I hope somebody makes a frame similar that's got better propeller protection, and is just not such a nightmare to build and work on. But it is a really cool frame, and if you're not flying professional gigs, if you're not, if you're just building it for fun, that's pretty cool because, you know, the build, the puzzle piece aspect of it is a part of that, and that's going to be cool. And then plus you've got this rig, you can be like, yo, look what I built. Everybody's going to be like, oh my god, you're a crazy person. That's dope. Let me see it. Let me break it so that I don't have to fix it. M2K says, do you ever use GoPro tab base mount on a build, or always semi-full enclosures? Always full enclosures. The weight penalty is well worth the extra durability of the fully enclosed kind of setups. Moniterton says, those 5.2-inch props clear much better on the Prototype 5 incisor. Also, no props in view at 20-degree GoPro angle. That might be its niche. Yeah, that is. So the Prototype 5, for those that don't know, the Prototype 5 is a squished X frame. The Glide is a true X frame. And with the Glide being a true X frame, the front motors are a little bit farther forward. You get just the tiniest little bit of prop in view at 30-degree up tilt, but at 20-degree up tilt, there is a significant amount of prop in view. They do sell dead cat arms for the Glide, though, which I have on one of them. I think I packed it already. So yeah, you can get, and I think with the dead cat arms, you can come all the way down to 10 degrees up tilt. But yeah, that's one of the things that makes the Prototype 5 really cool, is that the front motors are pulled down a little bit more. CiottiFPV says, let us know how the new Fat Sharks are. Yeah, I'll get to check those out. That'll be kind of fun. I wonder what the hell the deal is with them. And then last comment of the live stream is going to be Ugel, and he says, have you ever checked out any Ronin UAV frames? I just built a 4-inch with one and it rips. I have not even heard of Ronin UAV, but Ugel, mention this again next week when things have calmed down a little bit, and I'll actually take a look at it. But for tonight, I'm going to close this stream up here and get to prepping. I gotta get the rest of my shit packed, and then yeah, meeting up with Joshua at like 10 or 11 tomorrow morning. So this is gonna be a yeah, I got some work to do. Love you guys. I'm gonna try my best to stream Friday at 7 o'clock either on Instagram or here on YouTube. Head on over to CiottiFPV.com for a link to my Instagram channel. Make sure you're over there. Don't hold your breath though, because the cell service and the Wi-Fi there is pretty awful. But I'll see what I can do. Maybe I'll see you Friday at 7. I'll be doing a bunch of stuff on Instagram, and then I'm also going to try to stream Sunday at 3. Much less likely, because I'll be on my cell there. Worst case scenario, see you guys Monday night with lots of Rampage stories. Love you. Be good. Here's some more flying. I wonder if the audio is going to work. Is the audio going to work? Let's see. Let's see. Hold on. I think if I restart OBS, it'll come back. Be right back. Here we go. Here's some flying. I love you guys. Be good. See some of you at Rampage. The rest of you I'll see you Monday night at the latest.